too about Gina Ortiz-Jones wanting to put a pause on Project Marvel. Don Harris actually released something here. He interviewed both former Mayor Ron Nierenberg and also Henry Cisneros.
I want to play that. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Let's do that.
That was interesting. Interesting chatter. They both bring up very good topics, I thought, in response to the question brought to both of them, you know?
It's almost like they're in the room like we're the captain now. We're still the captain now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get that microphone from you this week.
No, yeah, you're coming through town. I already got it ready. I got the stand and all that stuff ready to go for you, man. You got the microphones. You got the microphone, the stand, and headphones, along with the cable and everything. So you're set.
Hey, I don't see us on live right now, dude.
Really? It says that it's live here. Let me check.
Oh, there you go.
We are.
There. Okay, yeah, it's finally plugging into my phone.
It's Friday and we don't give a damn.
That's right.
What's up, Mario? What's up, Jonathan? A lot to talk about on a Friday.
We don't give a damn.
Sam Salinas is in the house. What's up, Sam? It's almost time to go.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. We talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. Thank you to those who are listening right now. More than 2,400 subscribers on YouTube. We're getting close to 2,500, Joe. We will celebrate again when we get to our 500th episode, which is going to be after Thanksgiving. So we're excited about that. But again, our chat is powered by PF Chang's at La Cantera. Lots to get into today. The first thing that we're going to get into today, by the way, is next week's shows. Because next week, Joe, we've been lining up these guests, lining them up. We've got Darian Starling on Monday at 10:15. Darian Starling, he's the guy that you see on YouTube, the guy that you see on Twitter, who does all the UTSA reporting. He has his own podcast about UTSA football. UTSA football gets going in a couple of weeks. So we have Darian Starling. He does a fantastic job, Joe. I am very impressed with his podcast. I am very impressed by his print journalism as well. I don't know where he came from, but this guy is good. This guy is good.
He came out of nowhere.
And he wants to be part of this show, dude. I've been giving him props and all that stuff, and I've been sharing his link to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Did a fantastic job. Dude, doing a podcast by yourself is a daunting task. He did a fantastic job. Darian Starling on Monday. Tuesday, Joe, light the fireworks, baby. Light the fireworks. We have Michael Carlos in the house from the San Antonio Current. If you don't know who Michael Carlos is, he's the guy that has been reporting his opinion about how he's opposed to Project Marvel, the Spurs' new stadium downtown, which has the land bridge going over across the I-37 into the Alamo Dome, the renovations to the Alamo Dome, the new structure, the new hotel behind the Spurs Stadium, next to the Tower of Americas, and the extension to the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. This is the guy that's also written stories about us, Joe. You know, if you ever hear us talk about, if you ever hear us getting bagged on by the Current, it's Michael Carlos who does it. He listens to this show. He's been to our events. He went to our draft party over at Pete's Place in Helotes back in the day. He is a fan of this show, but we're going to butt heads a little bit. Me and you, Joe, going up against Michael Carlos. Explain to me why this money should be going elsewhere, right? Because here's the thing about it, Joe. The one that I didn't get into about that $500 million, which is going to be paid for by who? The tourists, right? People who rent a car, people who rent a hotel in San Antonio. That money can't go elsewhere because that money is earmarked for the stadium, Joe, which means that if it wasn't earmarked for the stadium, guess what? That money would not exist.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just take that money and give it to somebody else. That's like saying we're going to take the military's money and give it to the poor. That money is earmarked for the military from the federal government. You can't just say we're going to take the hotel motel money and give it to the poor and for potholes, because that's not how government works, Joe. I want Michael Carlos to speak his truth over here and talk to us about why Project Marvel is a bad thing, man. Very, very, very nice. So Monday, Darian Starling, UTSA reporter, UTSA insider, Joe. Be nice to have him throughout the year. Speaking of UTSA, Joe, there's going to be a lot of preseason games. We had a few yesterday in the NFL. Cowboys taking on the Rams tomorrow. But the game that I'm looking forward to is Jacksonville Jaguars, because Joshua Cephas, this former star wide receiver of UTSA, who went undrafted, who was my favorite player for UTSA for a handful of years, he is turning heads over there. Dude, Travis Hunter, who was the dual threat guy who played cornerback and wide receiver, the star, played for Colorado, Heisman Trophy winner. He got burned by Joshua Cephas in training camp yesterday. Cephas taking him to the house for a touchdown. They said it was a 50-50 ball, Joe. Cephas came down with that thing. I want to see Joshua Cephas make this team and make a name for himself, because that would be amazing for the UTSA program. So good luck to Joshua Cephas. Joe, it's Friday, and what do we say on Fridays, Joe?
We don't give a damn.
We don't give a damn on Fridays.
But you know what it is? It is Friday, and you know what? That check better not be short.
And I'm broke. My check better not be short.
And you know what else is funny too? Not funny, but good for us now that, it seems like we're making some headway and we're starting to get more and more viewership and more interactions and whatnot. Somebody reached out to me on via email. Somebody by the name of, what was her name? Danielle Espinosa.
Okay.
They do podcasting. They reach out to podcast and they do like see if you're willing to take on a guest. Hey, we'd like to go ahead and present you this guest. We might think it's a good fit for them to be on your podcast and vice versa, because we're kind of sports entertainment related. Well, the person that they're pitching to us, and I'm going to reach out to her, is Desi Martinez Promotions, the head of Desi Martinez Promotions. And why does that matter? Because Desi Martinez Promotions is setting up the Summer Showdown, which is going to be a boxing event that's going to be happening at the Techport Arena here in August. I believe it's August the 23rd, something like that it's happening. So, yeah, August the 23rd. It starts at 5:30 p.m. It's going to be at the Boeing Techport Arena. So I'm going to reach out to them, reply back to the email and say, yeah, we'd like to go ahead and have them on so we can talk about boxing. Maybe we could get media passes, Mike. Maybe you have to come back and tell us.
Maybe. Techport is the jewel of San Antonio, man. Yeah. I love the Techport. And if you haven't been, it's where Kelly Air Force Base used to be. It's out by going out towards Billy Mitchell, Joe, is where that's going out for us. But Techport is a fantastic place. And I love the fact that it was Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins who put Techport on the map, because one of the first concerts ever was the Smashing Pumpkins. And Billy Corgan went on Twitter and went on social media and said, hey, that new venue in San Antonio was nice, that he loved playing there. He loved the acoustics there. Joe, that's a hidden gem. I don't think that maybe it's just not marketed well enough to all the big name artists out there. But we have people who come to San Antonio. Don't be wrong, the big names, the Metallicas and Guns N' Roses of the world. They go to the Alamo Dome, and then you have those who go to the AT&T Center, now the Frost Bank Center, like Shakira. I'm going to the Lisa Cult Jam Color Me Bad concert this weekend, right? That's going to be at the Frost Bank Center. And then you have some who go to some of the theaters along Houston Street, along Travis and whatnot. Great. But Techport, that needs to be shown to a lot of these musicians out there. If you're looking for a venue of 4,000 to 6,000 people, I would much rather watch a concert there than the Majestic. I'd rather watch a concert there than the Empire Theater. It's a very good place to watch a game, dude. Watch a fight. It's very multi-purpose of an event. It basically made Freeman Coliseum useless.
Oh,
I saw
look at
Super
this.
Pilots back in the day.
He says, Sam Salinas says, so what happens when the Pulse and the Jewel of San Antonio get together? I don't know, but it's sure to be hell of a time, he says.
We pulsate over here, man.
He said
So no,
Chevelle, Mario Cavasso says Chevelle performed at the Techport last night. That's
nice.
good, man.
Yeah, dude,
Chevelle,
Techport is pretty legit, man. It's
no, it
pretty
is.
legit.
It's nice. It's a nice venue. I went there to see the Pumpkins open up the Techport Arena with one of my best friends at Luna here. And
Yeah.
it was nice, dude. We saw Billy Corgan and all that. I mean, it's better than seeing him at the Sunken Gardens. That's all dilapidated and old, and
That's
it's
true.
not set up good enough now for being let's say, a music venue.
Now
you know?
it's kind of weird. Techport's kind of weird because it has a food court in there, right? So there's
Yeah.
not like a lot of good food options, but they have
But it's
amounts to
away
being
from
a food
everything.
court. Yeah, they have an arcade in there and all that stuff. It's pretty cool stuff, man. Next week, I promise I'll have a new mic stand. I don't know what the heck happened. We've been trying to get this. I think we have to pour one out, do a grito for my old headset here because
It's done.
it's no longer working, man. Well, the headphones, the microphone works. It's the ability to listen to Joe that doesn't work. So Joe's
Yeah.
give me a new set. But again, Darian Starling, UTSA Insider, will be on Monday.
Yeah.
Michael Carlos from the San Antonio Current. We're going to go into the octagon that is the Area 210 podcast and debate the upcoming Spurs arena, the Project Marvel. Big story today, brought to us by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Kens 5. 35 minutes ago, he posted an article on Kens5.com talking about Bet Online and the odds makers coming out with various odds, right? So we know that by far, Defensive Player of the Year at minus 185 right now is Victor Wembanyama. He's the overwhelming favorite to win it. He was supposed to win it last year before deep vein thrombosis set in. We know that the Spurs over-under is set at 43.5 by DraftKings, but now Bet Online is setting the odds on Mitch Johnson as he begins his tenure as the Spurs full-time head coach. He was brought in last year. He kind of came in for Pop at the last minute when Pop went down with his stroke last October. Mitch Johnson was awarded the wins that he got, right? So it was a 34-48 season. It became his season, but for all intents and purposes, we're considering him a rookie this year, Joe, right? He is a rookie. This is his first summer camp. This is his first summer camp, his first time with his own people and all that stuff. So I'm going to consider him a rookie coach. But Bet Online has him at plus 800 to win Coach of the Year, which is top 5. One of the top 5 coaches with odds to win Coach of the Year. And I was thinking about this, Joe. I don't think it's far-fetched.
You think
I
so?
mean, I'm not trying to be a homer here, but what does it take to win Coach of the Year? Wins.
Not only
not-
that, Mike, but not only wins, but if you're going to win Coach of the Year, you're going to be Coach of the Win material. Shouldn't your team either be in the playoffs or contending
Yes.
for a play-in, berth there?
No, I don't think contending for a play-in. But if he takes his team, Joe, from a 22-win team to a 34-win team to a 46-win team to a 48-win team, and he's plus 14, plus 13 in wins this year, damn straight he's going to be in consideration. Damn straight that he will be. And for all the people who are out there, like Tavarius going out there saying Mitch was ass last season. He said that on our chat powered by
He was still
Ian
under
Chang
Coach
Podcast.
Pop's regime.
Who the hell was he going to play? He had a 39-year-old point guard in Chris Paul starting all 82 games. He had Julian Champagnie out there playing starter minutes. He had a bench of Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley and Mamu, who showed up 1 game out of 10. He had an ass. So if Mitch Johnson was ass, you know why he was ass? He was ass because his team was ass. But he still took the team from 22 wins to 34, despite the fact that Sohan missed over 20 games, despite the fact that Chris Paul was 39 playing starting point guard, despite the fact that Victor Wembanyama missed 40% of the season.
And don't forget to lump Devin Vassell in there as well. Your usual subjects are suspects, should I say, are always injured. And that's going to be
Right.
Sohan and Vassell. It happens every damn year, dude, like clockwork.
That's the thing, is that for those of you who say that he did a bad job, I'm asking the question, would Pop have done any better? Because if you believe Pop would have done better, no, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. But now you look at this team, that has dumped the fat and has brought in some good players. Luke Cornett, 7'2", coming in from Boston, who analytically is one of the best defenders out there in basketball. You put him alongside Wemby, you put him alongside Sohan, alongside Castle, Harper, Fox. You have the makings of a good defensive team. You turn that into the fact that they have Kelly Olynyk coming in to spread the floor, a 6'10", 6'11" guy who can knock down threes and play the 5. You add the fact that they got Dylan Harper. They won the lottery to get the number 2 overall pick. They got Dylan Harper, and he's a left-handed Stephon Castle. They now have De'Aaron Fox for the full season. He only played 17 games for the Spurs last year, and he had a broken finger in his shooting hand while doing it. I'm just saying, Joe, I'm not over here saying that the Spurs are going to go off and become championship contenders or whatever the case may be. But it's not far-fetched to say the Spurs are going to be a 5 or 6 seed in the West. It's not far-fetched. If Wemby gets better, Castle shows up, if Harper's the truth, Fox is healthy, Keldon knows his role, Vassell knows his role, Sohan can knock down a few threes. All I'm saying is, Joe, I kind of feel like Coach Lou from the movie Major League, right? Every win we get, we peel a section. Let's get to 46 wins and get to the playoffs.
Look at Sam Salinas' comment. He says, hold on, hold on, hold on. Are you really saying we lost games because we didn't have Sohan? He says, no mames, Mike.
No mames otra vez.
Give me the flip-flop. Give me the flip-flop.
Yep, you need the chancla. You need the chancla for this one.
Okay, so here's the thing about the chancla on this. It's about continuity. Whether you think Sohan is a good player or not, you need to have continuity on any NBA franchise. It doesn't matter if it's the Mavericks or the Rockets or the Lakers or whomever. You need to have continuity. And the Spurs missing Sohan for so many games and Vassell for so many games and for Wemby for so many games. You know, they say Father Time is undefeated, but do you know what else is undefeated? Injuries. You don't overcome a lot of injuries. The Spurs can overcome injuries this year when it comes to the backcourt, because if Castle goes down, you have Harper. Harper goes down, you got Fox. Fox goes down, you got Castle. The backcourt is fine. The front court, from the 3s and 4s, Sohan out there, let's put Cornett out there. Sohan's out there, let's put Kelly Olynyk out there. I think we're kind of fine when it comes to all that. Even in the back with Riley Minix and Jones Garcia, okay, I'm fine with the depth with that. You just cannot replace Wemby. Wemby can't miss 40% of the season the Spurs make the playoffs. But if he's healthy and he does take the leap, then that's a big deal, Joe. That's a big deal.
Man. I need Wemby to be a big deal this season, dude, before I get back on track with him. Right now, he's Wemby Ganas to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, generational does not get your ass handed to you when you go up against the best of the best in the NBA. Generational propels your team into the playoffs, not even with no questions asked. You put the team on your back, you go out there and you dominate. You don't get dominated by the opposing team, and you don't get held in check by little Dylan Brooks.
On a scale of 1 through 10, how soft do you think Wemby is?
Oh, without a doubt. It has to be higher than 10.
Higher than 10, Joe.
Higher than 10. His balls haven't dropped, bro. He doesn't play a man's game. He still plays like if he's being coddled, dude.
All right,
you're going out there, you're going out there on the court, you're getting paid to be generational. Show me.
Joe, show our chat line, our phone line to take part in the show, because I just sent you a TikTok that I want you to play. It's from All the Smoke. We're talking about the podcast with Paul Pierce and with Kevin Garnett. We saw those photos from this weekend of Kevin Garnett talking to Victor Wembanyama. And there is a long interview that was done during their podcast where they're talking about Wemby, what they want to expect from him, Joe. And I guess what, Joe? They agree with you. They agree with you that Wemby is a little bit soft and that needs to change. Do you get the media share I sent you, Joe?
Not yet, but that's the number.
Okay, give that number then, 830.
Yeah, let me show you again. It's 830-391-9164.
All right, dude. Let me know when you get that. But again, the odds are plus 800 for Mitch Johnson to win Coach of the Year, minus 190 or so for Wemby to win Defensive Player of the Year. They all know that defensively he's going to be a great player, that he's already a great player. But on All the Smoke podcasts, we see Paul Pierce and KG talking about Victor Wembanyama, what they want to see from him, what they hope to see from him.
Yeah.
And even if they do call him soft, they're still kind of optimistic when it comes to it all. Let's see what they had to say.
Yeah, I might go ahead and pull up the video right now. But I think this is an old video that's been circulating, but we'll play it nonetheless.
Go up to UCLA. Because you know what's up there? Everything you're looking for. Go up to UCLA and play against that caliber shit for a whole week and see how you come out of there. It ain't no referees in there. It ain't no mom in there. It ain't no dads. Feel me? It's you and them other players in there that's hungry and starving. And that's when you get to play against them Pat Bevs and the motherfuckers that you ain't never heard of. And who is this guy right here? Or you see that old nigga in the corner over there getting J's up, and you're like, oh, Paul running? Yeah, you need to go in there like that. Because the next level, to me, for Wemby, is presence. Flashing, calling forward. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah! Not giving a shit, slobbing at the mouth, becoming a demon. Yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about? Because when you go to that next level, you become a demon. And nothing else to explain that. You are a complete demon. You dominating everything, you grilling niggas.
He get on the Greek
Freak
Freak strength program. Remember how Greek Freak was like that too?
That's
Skinny
what I'm
like
trying to
that?
tell y'all. Y'all just not training with Kobe, myself, some niggas that was real animals and got that instilled in him, bro. That's what I'm saying. For women to go like this,
Right.
bro, you gotta have to stay in America. You got to put your feet in the ground, dog. You got to lock in. I get it. International ball may be growing, but if you want that swag, you want that heart and soul, bro, you gotta stay on soil.
You see who Wemby was in the gym with the other day?
Nah, who?
Jamal Crawford. I thought
Damn,
that was
getting
kind
his
of
handles
interesting.
right.
Listen, man, if I'm Wemby,
Trying to
I'm
get
doing
his
like a
handles.
three-part. I work with Jamal Crawford, but then I go find Timmy. I go find Dream.
He need to be out there with KD.
Him and KD still going there. I don't know if KD, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about he need to go tap into some knowledge. He need to go
Yeah.
see one of the senseis. He went with the monks. He did what you do
What
when you're
that mean?
amongst the monks. Got a bald head. He went bald head.
Oh, he's serious, huh? That's serious? He coming with it. He like, all right, I'm off this little pretty boy shit. I'm on this.
When you see that, what's that saying to you?
Hey, I mean, he locked in. I like that. He off the curls, all that light skin shit. He like, I'm locked in.
He ain't darker.
Man, he bald headed though. That bald head is different.
What that
Like,
bald head
when
do?
you go from the pretty hair to the bald head, you like, I don't care about all this. Bald head. I don't care what y'all thinking out here. I might swing on you. That's what he might. That's what it look like he on, Lord.
They gave you demon? They gave you demon mode? That look like some demon?
That did. That looked like I'm locked in. Cause you know, light skinned cats don't like cutting their hair like that. They don't.
I don't know. Tell us.
They don't.
Yeah, you can barely hear the audio, but I get what they're saying.
I heard it perfectly well. That's All the Smoke podcast with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. Now, that was an interview over the years about their opinion on Victor Wembanyama. So that was from 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and most recently, where they were talking about when he shaved his head and he went out and hung out with the monks this offseason. Tavarius put it really perfectly by saying, basically, Wemby needs that dog in him. He said that in our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. They see what we see, Joe, that Wemby is a little soft.
Look at this. Look at Hanover Fist says, our host apparently haven't heard of Wemby working out with Kevin Garnett. Let me show you the picture again in case you all missed it from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
How in the hell is this mofo working out with Kevin Garnett? He ain't dressed the part, man. He ain't dressed the part. I'll show you. And you tell me if he's ready to work out or not. Now look at that. Kevin Garnett, he's sweating. He's wearing the right shoes. He's ready to do some work. Wemby, no sweat on the back of his t-shirt, wearing flip-flops, drinking orange juice, and just chilling. You don't see a bead of sweat on that brother.
You know
He
what's
ain't there to
funny?
work out. He's there to shoot a commercial, man.
Yeah, there's no proof that they've worked out together. That might have been a commercial shoot for all that we know. But I tell you who is actually doing this training, Joe. Going to LA and working out with NBA players, as KG says, no referees, just go out there and ball out, right? Go up against the Pat Bevs. You know who's doing that for the Spurs right now? Carter Bryant. We've seen Carter Bryant play pickup ball with Klay Thompson, with other NBA players. Carter Bryant's doing that.
Yeah.
So as much as I gave crap about Sohan when he first got drafted because he was a project, and I know that Carter Bryant is a project as well, the faith that I have in Carter Bryant is still there because you see what he's doing in the off season, how he's trying to improve his game, and iron sharpens iron, Joe. He's out there hanging out with NBA stars, NBA players, and saying, can I roll with you guys? Can I play with you guys? Can I play pickup with you guys? And you know what, Joe? I respect it. I respect what Carter Bryant's going to do. So I've told everybody I want to be wrong about Carter Bryant because I was critical at first when they drafted him. But what I've seen of what he's doing in the offseason, much respect. It's a lot different than what we saw with Sohan. It's a lot different than what we saw with Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. It most definitely is different. So I'm saying that I'm still going to hold some stock in Carter Bryant. I'm not going to give up right away on him. Tavares St. Castle's also doing that. Well, I mean, that's true.
You know, the problem that I have too with Wemby is like, I mean, he wasn't clear to like play, you know, like full contact, but he's out there playing soccer, you know, falling on his back, trying to be cute, doing a kick and whatnot, going out there learning the ways of the leaf with the freaking, you know, monks or what have you over there in China. How is that going to make you any better? Get a ball, put it in your hand, and show me that you're doing something. Not taking ice baths. I'm jogging. You see your teammates in the gym working out because they want to win. What have you told us as Spurs fans that you want to win? That winning culture is in you. That you got that dog in you. He ain't shown us a damn thing, man. And if y'all believe all these stupid, you know, videos that they put out there with, you know, the media following Wemby just for showing, oh, mira Wemby, he's in China. Oh, mira Wemby. You know what Wemby hasn't shown y'all? That he can consistently win. When he shows me that, I'll be quiet. But until he does that, I'm going to keep on talking.
Victor Wembanyama, just 21 years old, though, man. I mean, that's the hope that you hold on to. Still younger than what Tim Duncan was, what David Robinson was when they entered the NBA. So you can go off and say, Joe, Wemby has accomplished more in the NBA than those two guys did at their age because he has. Rookie of the year. He was Rookie of the Year 3 years younger than what Duncan was when he got Rookie of the Year. So it's kind of he's not a man yet, Joe. The Spurs drafted a 19-year-old kid.
You know what he is? He's overhyped. The media loves him because he's 7'3". Look at what he can do out there on the court. He's got the handles, got the athleticism. He's got the speed. Man, he looks great out there playing defense. You know what doesn't look great? The Spurs having 6 losing seasons. How many losing seasons have they had now with Wemby?
Well, Joe,
you know?
I will agree with you to one extent, though. No more excuses for him.
No.
You can have an excuse for him last year because his squad last year sucked. That was an awful roster they had last year and the year before. This year's roster is deep. You had Dylan Harper, Castle coming off a Rookie of the Year campaign. You now have De'Aaron Fox on a max extension, right, which begins at the beginning of next season. You have Olynyk. You have Cornette coming on in. You have a good squad. There's no more excuses for Wemby because I'll give him the excuse of
there's no place for him to hide, Mike.
Well, right, but there was all the excuses in the world last year because he had nobody who could shoot. He had nobody who could rebound, nobody who could steal, nobody could do anything, dude. It was a 39-year-old point guard backed up by Blake Wesley. Malachi Branham was the best three-point shooter on this team last year. It was a bad team. And that's the thing about Mitch Johnson. Dude, you know, Pop and Phil Jackson and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr have all said they are great because their players are good. It's taking a good team and making them great.
Yeah.
But when you take a bad team and make them mediocre, that's as far as it's going to go. Even with Wemby out there, there's no coach out there that could have coached this team to the playoffs last year. You could have given Steve Kerr the whistle. You could have given Spoelstra the whistle. They weren't going to coach this team up. The team sucked. So it's kind of hard for me to criticize Wemby because you need to have the instruments. It's almost like saying, hey, man, we have a great chef, but we only have 3 ingredients. Go make something great. You can't. You don't have the ingredients. But now the Spurs do have it. And as people are pointing out, it is the the X factor is Mitch Johnson. Is his teachings going to translate to wins? Are they going to buy into it all when it's all said and done?
Yeah.
Again, it took years for LeBron James to be a winner. He
That's
didn't
true.
become the MVP in for like 6 years, dude. So Wemby is entering year 3. It's kind of hard to like compare him to Duncan, who played 4 years of college, or Robinson, who played 4 years of college and had a 2-year naval commitment. Now, if you can cue up the video from WOAI talking about Project Marvel. So I always get the name wrong. It's Gino Ortiz Jones, the mayor of San Antonio, the new mayor of San Antonio, tried to pump the brakes on Project Marvel. Say, hey,
Yeah.
let's pump the brakes a little bit. This process is going way too fast. Way too fast. I know the Spurs have committed $1.06 billion, and I know it's a defined cost for us, and the Spurs have committed to pay any over costs. But can we just talk about this? Like Tevin Campbell in the early 90s. Can we talk for a minute? And council looked at her and went, nope. Let's move forward. District 2, District 5, probably the only ones that are pissed off about Project Marvel, and the mayor. But again, council overruled because the majority of city council is supportive of Project Marvel thus far, right? Using the hotel motel tax to pay for the Project Marvel, the city's portion of it all. And get people like, well, who paid for the AT&T Center, SBC, which is now the Frost Bank Center? Well, tourists did, right? But at that council meeting, who was there, Joe?
Hey,
Former Mayor Ron Nirenberg, former Mayor Henry Cisneros, who was the person responsible for building the Alamo Dome, which if y'all want to crap about it, well, it didn't bring an NBA, NFL team here, did not. But guess what? That Alamo Dome is profitable. It brought concerts here. It brought Final Fours here. It brought, wrestling events. It brought big things over here, right? But now we're seeing interviews with these guys, courtesy of Don Harris of News 4 San Antonio, talking about what's going on in the chamber halls right now and what is needed when it comes to leadership to bring Project Marvel to life. Let's hear from Mayor Ron and former Mayor Henry Cisneros.
Getting this done efficiently, swiftly, in a way that's prudent to the public, which is what we've been driving to do, I think is the right thing. And again, once the term sheet is done, that's not when actually the construction starts. There's a lot of other work to be done. So it's important as they continue to move forward and again get this deal commenced.
When you look at cities across the country, once they've lost an election, the bloom is off the road and it gets ugly. That's what happened in Oakland. I watched that happen. They went through several generations of city officials that could never get it together, and they lost some elections. Even Kansas City lost an election for a stadium, and the Chiefs, as solid as they are, had to look around. So losing an election that involves backing your team is not the way you want to go. I worry that as loyal as the Spurs have been to San Antonio and as loyal as San Antonians have been to the Spurs, there are other cities who badly want basketball teams. Seattle has been without a team for 20 years or so. Las Vegas, nobody thought that professional sports would go to Las Vegas because of gambling, but football is there now. They've won a hockey championship. They're about to get a baseball team. They have our women's WNBA team. So Las Vegas is sitting there wanting a basketball team to top them all off. And then you've got Austin up the road. So we can't fool around with this. I think we have to get that arena built.
We need to make sure that we deal fairly as they have dealt with us. They have been one of the staunchest community partners in terms of investment in all things community related. And so we need to deal with them in a forthright, good faith manner. I think if we do that, we're going to continue to have great success with the Spurs.
That is courtesy of News 4 San Antonio, Don Harris, the legend Don Harris, speaking exclusively with former mayors Ron Nirenberg and Henry Cisneros. Henry Cisneros, also known as the most handsome man in San Antonio history. The women love
him. And if you know, you know.
The moral of the story was that was not outside council chambers. That was at another event. But the moral of the story is the former mayor is coming out and saying, "You F around, you'll find out. You F around with the Spurs, you'll find out. They can up and leave."
You know who found out? Do you know who found out? Seattle. Seattle found out. They effed around and found out. Oakland A's effed around and found out. The Kansas City Royals effed around and found out, right? The other one, what happened with the Raiders? Effed around and found out. Gone.
The Rams.
Gone. You know, and this is the same thing that's going to happen. If you want prosperity, if you want to go ahead and propel San Antonio into the future, you need a sports and entertainment district. San Antonio is one of the biggest cities in the nation, and all they have is the Alamo Dome downtown. That's it.
You know, here's the thing. I thought Mayor Ron brought up a very important point when he said people don't realize how much of an ambassador the Spurs are to the city of San Antonio, what they pump into the community when it comes to charitable works. When the Spurs are gone, if the Spurs are gone, they take not only the franchise, but all that they pumped into the city for charity, for community events, for things that bring the community together. The idea that the city of San Antonio has leverage in the situation is stupid. It is stupid. That is like saying that you have a hot woman by your side, right? A smoking hot woman by your side, right? Who looks good, educated, cooks, cleans.
You talking about Chica?
The dream woman, right?
You describing Chica, Mike.
Yeah, I'm describing Chica.
That's why you're smiling. I got it.
You got the dream woman, right? You got the perfect woman, right? And then, now what we're gonna do now is nickel and dime this chick, and we're gonna treat her like crap because she has no other options, right? Dude,
you gonna take her to Las Palapas again?
she can just that hot girl can just walk across the street and pick up another dude right away. The Spurs are the hot chick. You treat her right, okay? Because if she goes on the market, in the singles market, she ain't gonna be single for long.
What did you say, Mike? Don't take me to Las Palapas. F around and find out.
Oh, she goes. There's more than taqueria, so I had to take her to supper at Pearl, right, to make things right. Where I should have taken her, though, is P.F. Chang's La Cantera. They are a proud sponsor of our show. Let's show them some love. One of the managers out there is Sean Quintero, a good friend of mine, good friend of the show. P.F. Chang's La Cantera. They do the Wednesday, but again, happy hour every day from 3 to 6. Let's show them some love.
P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
And that right there is what you call a fantastic segue. I will give myself a pat on the back when it comes to that, Joe. Rob Thompson said I was the king of segues back in the day. You're welcome.
That
You're
segue
welcome.
was so good, it had me saying,
Very nice. Again. Oh my God. July 26th coming out saying Chica attracts a lot of females. You better hope she's not a free agent. Dude, Chica does, man. You saw that girl almost get her over at that one bar that we went to for karaoke night, where the hidden town.
It was getting bad, bro. I had to go up there. Every time she was getting a drink, you'd be like, Joe, go up there with Chica. I'm like, all right, I'll take care of her. Or somebody else would go up there with her. We couldn't let her go by herself anymore.
And Chica went to the restroom, and her friend noticed that other girl wanted to beat her ass because Chica was turning heads of not only the dudes, but also the chicks that were there. And let's just say that cat fight almost broke out. But here's the thing. Chica would have won that fight. Chica, former college athlete, she could kick ass. She ain't gonna let somebody step up to her. But she had no idea that was going on. Very nice. Very nice. Again, P.F. Chang's La Cantera over by the Nordstroms there at La Cantera. Go reach out. Go look for Sean out there. Does a fantastic job. They do an amazing job. Even the desserts are really good over there. But I love me some lettuce wraps over there. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, proud sponsor of Area 210 podcast. Joe, so the Dallas Cowboys are back in action over the weekend. They're going to be playing a preseason game against the LA Rams. If I had to ask what you're looking forward to as a Cowboy fan, is it just like, it's just our first preseason game? Or do you want to see something out of a certain position out there, Joe?
I don't know, man. I just want to see them get better. I mean, they're not going to be putting out their A-listers for very long, if at all. It's going to just be, let's go ahead and see what we have out there. Maybe they have some guys out there from the practice squad or some guys trying out for the team, see if they can make the roster. It's kind of what they're looking for. What you're just wanting to see as a Cowboy fan is you're excited to see football, Cowboy football back on the screen, on the big screen there on your TVs. But more importantly, you want to see them win. You just want to see that the effort's there. I just want to see effort. If they lose a close game, all right. But as long as it was close, there was their effort was there for them to get better. It bodes well for you going into the regular season. You don't want to get your teeth knocked in and be like, well, it's only a preseason game. Every game matters, especially to us Cowboy fans. I want to see the effort, Mike.
I want to see what happens from the Cowboys from the standpoint of who's running the ball. We saw Jadon Blue, rookie who was drafted out of the University of Texas, who a lot of fans are really, really high on, get carted off the field yesterday, sent to the medical tent.
Yeah,
Apparently he's fine. Apparently he's fine. He was back with the team on the sidelines later on, but we saw him.
You're my boy, Blue.
It's never a good thing whenever you see that drive over there on the golf cart, or when they get carted off. But he was apparently fine. But Jadon Blue, I don't know how much time he's going to get this game. I doubt he'll get anything, to be honest with you. But Jadon Blue taken off. I'm looking up to see if they have any injury updates on him. So according to Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star Telegram, says that it's been revealed that Jadon Blue has a bone bruise in his heel after it was stepped on in practice. No ankle sprain. Good news for the young running back who has emerged as an offensive playmaker in camp. That's according to Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star Telegram. So not that big of a...
They showed him walking out of practice. And I mean, a bone bruise is going to be sore and painful, And there he is. He's walking out on his own reconnaissance there.
Yeah.
So that bodes well.
I mean, you can tell that it's a ginger walk.
Yeah.
That's not going to be healed in 2 days. He probably won't get any snaps.
It'll take at least a week or so before he feels better.
Yeah.
That's a deep bone bruise, bro. That's going to take at least a couple weeks. And I know about that because I've had that happen to me before, and it hurts for a while. You just got to play through it.
Rafa is on our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, says he's looking forward to seeing Milton at quarterback to see what he does. We saw in practice earlier this week, 75-yard bomb, for a touchdown. Dude's got an arm.
Put that pressure on Dak.
So, it's fantastic to see the season going on. People ask me questions on our
look at Rafa.
Give Blue the shot. Feature Coach Bud Kilmer. Okay, so we got to talk about that movie in a second, right? But give me one thing. People are asking me about the Saints. I am such a big fan. I want them to go 0-17.
You don't even want them to lose you don't want them to win a single preseason game.
I don't want them to win, and I want them to go 0-17. I want Kellen Moore to be on the hot seat because he needs a quarterback. All teams need a quarterback, and the Saints don't have one, right?
Yeah.
The Saints don't have a quarterback. So guess what? You tank for one of the best players in the draft this upcoming year.
Is this the year to tank for the Saints, or do you want to wait for Arch Manning?
Why?
I'm just saying, dude. What do you all want? You're going to want to tank because you're going to want a good pick in the draft. What do you all want on your team? Like, what position do you want to fill?
You know how this year there were no good quarterbacks to pick, right? Yeah. There were no good quarterbacks to pick at all. Shadir Sanders, who was supposedly going to be a top 3, top 4 guy. Where'd he go? 5th round, right?
Hey,
But
you know what? What's his name? Old boy from UT went higher than Shador.
that's true. That's true. But I'm looking right now at all the players that are available. There are reports out there that Arch Manning's camp is saying, take us off the mock draft boards. We're not coming out. And there's also this belief that maybe he's not even the number 1 quarterback on there. Just having the name Manning might not be enough. If we're tanking for anybody, Joe, Garrett Nussmeier is the guy that I want, quarterback out of LSU. Wearing the LSU shirt right now because my daughter's a 2023 graduate
Another
of
LSU alum. You want that?
Well, I mean, LSU has kind of become quarterback U of recent years, man. You had Joe Burrow come out of there as well. It was weird because LSU for many years was known for its defense. But Nussmeier is the guy that you want to go for, not Arch Manning. Arch Manning maybe in 2 years or 3 years if you need a quarterback. But apparently there are reports out there that he doesn't want to come out this year. No matter, even if he wins the Heisman Trophy, he doesn't want to come out this year. So there are a lot of good quarterbacks in the draft this upcoming year. South Carolina has a quarterback named Lenore Sellers who's going to be available. I'm just looking at it this way, Joe. We need a tank.
You're going to wear the paper bags now when you go out there to the game?
Oh, my God. It'd be great. It'd be great. See, so I wanted this person to tank a few years ago. Who do we get? Victor Wembanyama, right? 2023.
Yeah. Tank for Wemby.
Tank for Wemby. So let me ask you this, Joe. Why would I not keep up the same ambition for my own football team? The team that I cheer for is the Saints. So for those of you, the Saints go off and go 0-8, 0-12, 0-15. I'm like, haha, well, your team sucks. I'm like, good. Good.
Do you know what, Mike? They're going to come up to you. Your Saints suck. Good.
Good. Because you know what? The Bengals sucked. And guess who they got? Joe Burrow.
Oh.
Guess what? The Chiefs sucked. Guess who they got? Patrick Mahomes.
Put that on the shirt, Mike.
Yeah, you need a quarterback in the top 10.
Put that on the shirt. Saints suck. And right in the middle of the chest. Good.
Good. Thank God.
You know what? We do have some breaking news, Mike, that I want to go ahead and show you right now. I just saw this right now. We got to play the jingle. Got to play the jingle.
Before you tell us, celebrity death?
No.
Oh, okay.
So we got breaking news here. Just saw this via courtesy of Ari Mirov. He was saying Fox just announced that Jimmy Johnson, now that he's retired, his replacement will be Gronk. Rob Gronkowski will officially replace him in the studio, joining Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Michael Strahan on the desk. There you go.
Good. You know, they have to get younger out there. And, you know, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are older than dirt who are going to come off and say, why do we want party boy Rob Gronkowski? Rob Gronkowski is close to 40. I know he's kind of known as being a knucklehead. But evolution happens, right? We talked about how ESPN had to get rid of certain people because they are of a retirement age. Announcers change. Look what happened when Bill Land went out, right?
Yeah.
And we got Toby coming in as the announcer, right? Everyone just crying these tears about, oh, it's not going to be the same. You know what? Pop wasn't going to be there forever either.
You know what Fox has hung on to for too freaking long? Terry Bradshaw, bro. Get rid of his ass already.
He's been Basuda from the get-go, dude.
Oh, there's some times where he looks like he just is frozen. Like he just froze up, bro. Like
he had a stroke on the set. No one knew.
I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, dude, he's bad. He's bad. Gronk, you know, I will say this about Gronk. He knows what he's talking about. He's an all-time great. I don't mind
one of the best QBs.
I don't mind Howie Long. I don't mind Strahan. But the whole Jimmy Johnsons of the world, I'm glad they moved on. I'm glad that, and when Terry Bradshaw leaves, that's gonna be a good thing, dude. And it's the same thing with the NBA. That's why I don't want to see Shaq out there with Kenny Smith and with Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Barkley. It's that they're just too old. I don't want to hear them anymore.
Ernie Johnson, you don't like Ernie?
Dude, the second that they awarded Nikola Jokic the MVP, and instead of allowing him to celebrate, took a big dump on him and said that he didn't deserve it, that they wouldn't have voted for him, was the day that they needed to be removed from the show. That was like the day that everyone should have jumped off the pop train was when he grabbed the microphone in the middle of the game to yell at the fans for going after Kawhi Leonard. That's when we knew you're too old to be out there. That's the same thing when it came to this. When they crapped all over Jokic when he was named like congratulations to Nikola Jokic.
The get off my lawn moment. The old man, get off my lawn.
Dude, that's when you knew. And the upcoming people coming up are going to be the Gronks of the world. Dude, Travis Kelce is going to be the next one, right? That's going to be the Travis Kelce's coming at it. Jason Kelce is wonderful to listen to. I love watching him. He's kind of a man of the people. You know, when he was with the Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Nation, Bills Mafia, and enjoying time with them as well. Time changes. We all get older, dude. We all get older. I told you about that when it came to sports talk radio. People thought that I was bitching, moaning, and complaining that I was not on radio. I was like, no, I want a minority to go in there that's young.
Yeah.
I want a young Latino voice out there, not a retread, you know?
Man, somebody in their 30s, 40s, get younger, man.
Yeah, we enjoy our podcast, and we can build this podcast up to 5,000 subscribers, and we are going to do that. But it's just one of those things where, we know we have a demographic, right? And we're going to stay true to that demographic. We don't have to be pandering to people. I'm not going to be doing TikTok dances and stuff like that.
No,
not at all.
You know what, Mike? I mean, I think we would do good if we had a radio show or something like that. But then you'd be at the privy to what they want you to do. It wouldn't be the same,
It wouldn't be the same because they tell you what to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember being told, "Well, take this opinion." And I'll take this opinion. I'm like, no. If we agree on something, then we agree on something. So I have contrived radio.
What do they want you to talk about? Astros, Cowboys, and Spurs.
Basically, in UT football.
In
fact, when I was at Sports Star, they criticized me for talking UTSA football.
No, I like the point where they told you talk too much Cowboys.
Yeah, I did a 3-hour Cowboy show. No, I talked too little Cowboys, and then I did a 3-hour Cowboy show, and they got pissed off because I was all defiant. I mean, I was talking about UTSA football, Incarnate Word football, and they gave me crap about it. And they're like, "Talk UT," and I'm like, "We're not in Austin. We're not in Austin." I don't know if they did that to the other shows, but they did that to mine. It just is what it is. Speaking of things never being the same again, if you can go onto my page, Joe.
Sure.
My page saying that we announced last week that Steve Priester from KSAT 12 celebrated 30 years, a milestone as 30 years with KSAT 12. He's been an anchor for like 28 of those years. He and I worked together because I was at KSAT from 95, or I was at KSAT from 93 to 97.
Yeah.
My old friend Steve Priester is now retiring from the media, Joe.
Yeah, he's got something lined up. From what I understand, he's going to be the head of communications or media communications for a law firm. I don't know if that's here in San Antonio, but good on him, for his next chapter. He's one of those faces that you grow accustomed to, and listening to his voice for the past 30 years, been at KSAT since 1995. Finally moving on. Congratulations, and wish him the best on his next venture.
I was 18 years old when I met him, and I was an intern at the time, and he would ask me to go get lunch. I'll buy you lunch if you go. You drive, you buy, I fly type of thing. His favorite place for me to go get him lunch was Pizza Classics on Broadway, which has now moved over to the Brackenridge Park area. But then we became colleagues. I started working in the news department, news department first. Then I went to the sports department and got to hang out with him. And we became really good friends. I would go house sit for him when he'd go out of town. His wife, Nicole, I'd go hang out over there. I'd spend the night over there where I'd pass out because we don't have KSAT 12 parties over there. We'd have a grand old time. The days of hanging out with Spriester, with Mari Vasquez and Simmons and all that, I'll never forget, dude. Never forget. Steve Spriester is a great guy. I last saw Spreester. That's a photo of us over at the Spurs game when they played at the Alamo Dome against the Golden State Warriors when they were celebrating 50 years in San Antonio. When I saw Spreester at the Battle of Flowers parade, we ran and gave each other a hug. And I had family looking at me like, why is he hugging you? I'm like, because we were good friends back in the day. So again, congratulations to Steve Spreester. Mario Kavas is asking a question about Deborah Knapp. Did she ever put you to sleep? Deborah Knapp, I had the pleasure of producing newscasts for her in 2014 and 2015. She recently retired as well.
Yeah.
She has the best voice of all time. So it might have put you to sleep, but I thought it was the most soothing voice ever. It was very slow.
Yeah.
But it was baritone, had a little bit of smoky to it. It was very, very, very cool. But we've seen.
I ran into her a couple times, Mike.
Really?
I got stories about her. Yeah, because we used to put together some stuff back in the day. We used to do a Spurs march downtown when the Spurs were good, and it got quite large. And I remember one time when we were starting from the Tower of Americas with the march, and I was walking with the crowd, getting videos and pictures and whatnot. I remember Deborah Knapp came up to me and she's like, "Hi, are you one of the guys that is putting together the march that's, helping head the march up?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "What's your name?" "Hi, I'm Deborah Knapp, Ken's Fives. And, can I talk with you?" And this and that. I just remember how professional she was. And she was like undercover, bro. She was wearing a hat, t-shirt, everything. You wouldn't have recognized her unless she introduced herself to you. But I ran into her a couple of times. And every time I ran into her, she was nothing but professional and nice. Super nice, super sweet. Yeah.
She was fantastic. I enjoyed working with her. There are a lot of people I enjoyed working with at Ken's Five. People ask me the question when it comes to news, do I consider myself a KSAT alum or a KBB alum or a Ken's alum? To be honest with you, I worked at all places for the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And I worked at Ken's for about 4 years. I worked at KBB for 5. I worked at Ken's KSAT for 4. I kind of feel like I'm an alumni of each. But to be honest with you, my friendships were best at KBB. My formative years, I'll never forget. At KSAT, they're also really good. But on a professional sense, I learned so much from my time over at Ken's, and getting to work with the people like Joe Reinagel and working with Sarah Fergani and all Audrey Costa-Noreno, who was new to the company when I was there. She does an amazing job. She's now
That's when kind of Ken's was getting younger.
Yeah, fantastic. So they do an amazing job. So I kind of feel like I'm a man of all people when it comes to the local media, when it comes to all that. Getting to understand Maury Vasquez, Dan Cook, and all of them, Chris Maru. I still have nightmares about Chris Maru. I used to have to edit the Eyewitness newsreel. Just someone put together this the other day. They said that I'm the Forrest Gump of San Antonio. Someone put that on there. I mean, how many people have ever had a phone thrown at them by Greg Simmons, who edited the Eyewitness newsreel, who used to play gambling stuff with Dan Cook and lose all the time?
Yeah.
Who partied with Maury Vasquez, who knew Steve Spreester back in the day, who was a news reporter. I was at the Atlanta bombing, the Centennial Park bombing. I was down the street from it, and we ran towards it. And I was there with David Sears and with Steve Spreester at the time to interactions and confrontations with Popovich and all that stuff. And maybe I am. Mario Cavazos saying Siobhan Anders is good people. She is really nice.
Oh man,
I don't know her
she's
too
been around
well.
for a while.
I worked with her several places because she's been around all the different stations as well.
Yeah, she's married to a doctor, actually. You know that?
Do you know who was really nice? Sarah Lucettle.
Oh yeah.
I remember one time I was doing a newscast in 2015, and I was producing the 10 o'clock news, and it was with Sarah Lucero. And it was a time when like everyone was gone because it was a holiday weekend or holiday. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or what it was, but nobody works those days, right? It's a very empty building. And it was me and Sarah Lucero putting together the news, and I started playing music like on YouTube. This is before Spotify and before Pandora and all that stuff. And I'm putting up songs from the 80s and 90s. Dude, we had a blast, dude. Lucero and I were just laughing, talking about music, and I'll never forget the one song that she and I were jamming out to was "Buffalo Stance" by Nana Cherry.
Jeez.
And the reporters were coming on in, Audrey Castoreno, and there was a woman named Anusha Roy, who's really nice, sweetheart. She's a reporter now in Denver, Colorado. They were coming up and they saw us dancing to the song and singing to the song. And she's like, what are you listening to? And we're like, it's Nana Cherry. It's Buffalo Stance. Man, so funny.
You know what? This is funny, man. Look at Tex-Mex Frank says, poor Mike was the dog Greg Simmons left out during the rain. But you know what's funny? This is the anniversary, right? 1 week removed when we had LG on the show. And LG famously called Jeremy Sohan the failed foster puppy that nobody wants. And why is he failed? Because nobody wanted the dog. You get stuck with them, and now you got to adopt him. I was dying when he said that. He's the failed foster puppy.
Can I tell you something that happened yesterday, Joe?
Yeah.
So when I moved to Conroe, I gave my dogs away, right? One ran away, and I gave my dogs away to people who wanted to take care of them, right? We were moving into a rental. They did not allow for a big dog like a golden or a big dog like a husky to be there. So we found people who took care of huskies and stuff like that, right? So I've been telling Chica for the longest time that I want a dog. And I want a dog so I can go walk around the neighborhood with. She has a French bulldog, which isn't really a dog. It really isn't a dog. It was the dog just sleeps all day long, right? So she texted me yesterday that on Facebook, she noticed that there was a dog that was picked up and taken to the Conroe pound. Okay. And she says, go get that dog. And I thought to myself, is she joking or whatnot? Well, we live right next to the Conroe pound. We live a mile or two away. So I was like, okay, I got my shoes on. I went to the pound. I was like, hey, is this dog available? They're like, yeah, it's available. You got brought here a few days ago. It was found behind a Home Depot. It's very friendly. You could tell somebody owned it. It's probably about 2 years old, right? Joe, I asked to fill out paperwork to see if I could hold the dog until Tuesday so Chica can go take a look at the dog, right? They said the dog wasn't available for adoption anyway until that time until Monday, because they had to get it spayed and they had to get it chipped and all that stuff, right? Get all the shots and all that stuff. They signed all the paperwork, and I'm thinking that I'm signing paperwork to just simply hold the dog. And they say the dog is ready for your pickup on Monday.
Tricked your ass.
They tricked my ass into buying the dog, right? And so I asked them how much for the dog, and they said, dude, it's a pound. We're going to go kill it next week if we don't have an owner. It's yours, just free. So it's a 2-year-old lab that I haven't picked up yet. So theoretically, I can go whatever, right? But I have video of the dog, Joe. And I'm going to send it to you right now, Joe. I'm going to send it to you. I just realized I was going to play it. I was going to play it right here. I'm going to send it to you right now. I want consensus from the Area 210 podcast. Should I take this dog home? They gave me the dog. They said I couldn't take the dog outside because they hadn't given it shots yet. So I had to play with the dog inside.
You know what they did to you, Mike? They freaking hoodwinked your ass, bro.
They did, dude. All I want to know is, can I pet that dog? I like that dog. Can I go pet that dog? That's all I wanted to do. But instead, they're like, sign here. We'll hold the dog for you. I'm like, okay, sign here. And then they're like, okay, cool. Well, the adoption's done. Like, what are you talking about? I'm just initialing places, Joe. So technically, I don't have to pick it up on Monday if I don't want to. But Joe, I just emailed you. I just texted.
Yeah, I see it here. If you don't pick that dog up, he's gonna get died, Mike.
Let's go see, because I like to play tennis, and guess who likes to play tennis, Joe? This dog. So should I go and get this dog? It's free in Conroe.
Ball. Okay, bring me the ball. Drop it. Drop it. There you go. Okay.
Mike found a new friend. You know what? We also got other breaking news here that I got to share with us, and that's for los gorditos here, like myself. We got some breaking news here. You can get you all something today. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the jingle. So Whataburger celebrating its 75th anniversary. In honor of that, they're gonna go ahead and be handing out 75-cent Whataburgers all day. But there's a catch. It says you head to your closest restaurant. They said you have to download the app, and remember the offer is one per customer, not for the whole carload. So if you got more than one person in your car, they all have to go ahead and have the app downloaded. So each one of these guys that's in the car with you can go ahead and get a 75-cent Whataburger.
Chica texted me. 75-cent burgers at Whataburger. Gonna go have lunch for a bunless burger. I'll see you there at 1 o'clock.
There you go.
Chica knew about it, man.
75-cent Whataburger.
So it's like bunless burger. Bunless burger. All right.
75 cents.
That's funny, Joe. So I was reading up the other day. It was yesterday, actually, that I was reading. I wanted to bring it up on the show yesterday, but I didn't. P. Diddy is coming out saying that when he gets released, he wants to get a concert going at Madison Square Garden. If and when he's ever released. Your thoughts, Joe, on whether or not a venue like Madison Square Garden should give him the opportunity to perform there? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely not. Diddy is not going to be able to go ahead and get a venue like Madison Square Garden. He ain't going to sniff that type of stage anymore. He'll be lucky if he can get a freaking little venue, a little event center or something to play in, or a smoke barbecue, have him come in there and perform like 50, like they had 50 Cent and all that. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking about this to my son, and I was like, you know what? We should put together the forbidden playlist of singers who had bangers, but you can't listen to them no more. R. Kelly, P. Diddy, that have been like outcasts now. You can't listen to it,
Well, I mean, there's other articles today, which is interesting, Joe, because like you can put a lot of you could put Chris Brown as somebody that for beating.
Does Michael Jackson get on that list too?
Does Elvis? Does Little Richard?
Like, I mean, there's
not Little Richard. Jerry Lee Lewis is who I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
So according to Diddy's lawyers, this is according to TMZ.com, they expect him to be sentenced to 1 to 3 years, but they're going to ask for him to be held in house arrest. Is that really jail, Joe? You can't leave your house, but you have a mansion. I mean, Pablo Escobar famously did that a long time ago. They held him in house arrest, and he had this massive compound.
I don't know, man. I mean, how is that even a punishment? That's not really a punishment. I mean, yes, he's been locked up, but he's probably been in a cell away from everybody else, has his own private cell because they can't put him with nobody, because they do, he might get died,
Yeah.
So he's basically by himself, dude. Being protected at all times. Now they're gonna go ahead and release him if they do, and he's gonna be under house arrest. How is that a punishment, dude?
I mean, you're right, because if you have all the amenities of home, you would think that it'd be like,
He lives in a mansion, bro. Like, I mean,
gonna sit there and watch Netflix all day long.
He has a bowling alley, probably a pool, tennis court, basketball court. He's gonna have a chef making him his meals. Well, I don't know, but now, Diddy, you might want to learn to make your own food. You gotta have to have a taste tester like the king back in the day. What did the king have? He had testers, right, to test the food before he ate it, because they're trying to get him died. Diddy might want to do that, man. Think about it.
Hey, we got to pour one out for Jim's restaurants. They are closing the
Oh,
location on Bandera and 1604.
That one's been there for a while, dude.
I mean, yeah, I mean, before, I mean, people don't realize that Joe. We're of the age of we remember when Braun and Bandera was the outskirts. Like there was a 10-mile gap between San Antonio and Helotes, and now it all kind of meshes together. That whole intersection there of 1604 and Bandera is a nightmare. Like you're going through, it's not an intersection anymore. It's like you're going through this maze to go from one area to the next. And that Jim's, dude, obviously it's being closed because it's a poorly producing gyms, but I blame the area more than I do blame them. I mean, even that theater sucks. Silverado, which was closed down for a while as well.
Well, they renovated it now. It's a lot better.
Yeah, I wonder if Jim's is dying a little bit.
I think what they're doing is that they've realized that they're not profitable anymore because they had too many locations and they're looking at the end of the day for profitability. And that unfortunately means cutting the fat for the underperforming restaurants. And they've already closed a couple. And I think there's going to be more to come out of that. The only one that's close to my area now is they have the one I think still over here off of Marbach, right in 410. And then they have the other one that's over there by Petrenko and 1604 going past the Super HEB.
Is it possible that Jim's just is old?
It is. It's a bygone era. It's diner food, man.
Well, I mean,
old American diner food.
There's nothing wrong with diners, okay?
No, nothing.
Because every morning on a Saturday, I like to go get something to eat, right? I love going out to breakfast on Saturday morning. And if I'm not in San Antonio, I'm looking for a place that is like a diner. I mean, hell, I go to Waffle House a lot here in Conroe. So you go to a diner to go get the breakfast. You want to get the coffee. You want to get the pancakes, the eggs, the sausage, and all that stuff, right? But there's so much competition now from places that are just nicer, whether it be First Watch or, bagel places like Einstein or whatever. I know those are chains. I get that.
Yeah. But
you go to gyms, the way that gyms looked like in 1975 is what it looks like now. It's like a time capsule. And I don't know if gyms needs to be more modernized or if it'll lose its touch. It's remaining guess if they remodel it to make it look nicer. Because you go over there, you got those floppy red booths. And it like seriously, it looks old. You walk in there and it's not old as in like a bygone era.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be.
What do they call it now? Retro?
I don't think it's retro, Joe. I think it's old. Like retro to me means they did it on purpose. So that's the thing. JHNSB say Michael would disown San Antonio if they got a Waffle House. There is a Waffle House coming to San Antonio, reportedly on 211 and Petrenko.
No, they're trying to bring one over.
Yeah. No, but the point I'm trying to make, Joe, is that like not everybody wants to go to a rundown taqueria. I don't care how delicious Lupitas is. I don't care how delicious delicious Tacos Martinez is and all that stuff. You need to modernize. Look at Don Pedro's on Southwest Military, right? What do? They went from being a rink-a-dink taqueria into having a nice part of the building, and you can now take somebody there. Jim's is kind of just stuck in the past. I tell you what's good at Jim's, though. That strawberry pie at Jim's is amazing. I don't know if you ever had that. One of the best pies you'll ever have. But RIP to Jim's on 1604 and Bandera.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately,
people are saying in the chat that I am like making fun of Jim's, that I'm bagging on Jim's because it's San Antonio. I'm not. I'm just saying I want Jim's to survive. They have good food there, man. The food is good. Even the chicken fried steak there is pretty good. They have good sandwiches. They have good breakfast. You can go get breakfast in the middle of the night. I remember going to Jim's when it was like when I was at college at UTSA in Texas State. You go to Jim's and you do your studying until all hours of the night. You get some hot chocolate or coffee or whatever, and you have breakfast in the middle of the night. I love gyms. I love gyms more than Denny's. More than crap like that. But man, hand of a
We
fist.
got some news
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
share here too as we start
What's up?
coming to the end of the show here. Peacock has announced now that WWE will be leaving. They're going to have price increases. So premiums increasing from $7.99 a month to $10.99 a month. And the premium plus is increasing from $13.99 to $16.99. And their annual price increasing is going from $80 to about $110 for the year. And the premium plus annual increase is $140 to $169. And this is without the WWE offering now. As far as the premium packages they have now, as far as like WrestleManias and Backlash and SummerSlam and all that other stuff going on, you're not going to be able to see those because now you're going to have to pay to see them on ESPN. Other news that we had here that was sports related is Topps is actually coming out with the line of boxing cards for card collectors here. So it's showing that Topps and Chrome boxing features hashtag Top Rank is going to feature Top Rank stars and legends becoming the first boxing release in history to officially be licensed by Boxing Promotions. So that's something big here from Topps trading cards. And again, if you're in the trading card scene and you have these boxing cards that are going to be signed by some of the athletes here, the boxers, they're going to be signed by the male boxers and also by the female boxers as well. So look for these to be hitting stores here soon. They're going to be available for pre-order. It says starting August the 11th, and I'm sure they're going to be selling like hotcakes, dude. No pun intended, because we're talking about diner food.
Do you think there's enough fans of boxing? Because aren't collectors typically younger than older, or am I
They
missing
are, but there's still a big boxing following. It's such a niche market, and if they don't make a lot of these cards, they're going to be even more desirable because that means that the value of said card is going to go up even more. So I'm sure that they're going to be selling for quite a bit of money, especially if the scalpers get a hold of them, and you're going to want to buy packs of cards. You're going to have to pay a premium for them.
I like the idea of having boxing cards because that's a new thing. Back in the day, back when I was collecting cards back in the 80s and 90s, I probably would have gotten several packs of that because I was really into collecting back then. That would have been awesome back in the day to have gotten a Sugar Ray Leonard or a Thomas Hearns or a
Sugar Shane Mosley
thing as well. News report: Adam Schefter's reporting that Anthony Richardson's back in practice for the Indianapolis Colts. He's expected to be the starter this year, but he dislocated his right pinky finger in Thursday night's preseason opener. Ouch!
You'd be all right. You'd be all right, bro. Just put tape on it. I dislocated my finger before, and I still had to go to work. You just put tape on it, and they put like a metal brace on you. You're good to go. You get light duty at work.
Tonight, the Patriots will unveil a Tom Brady statue.
Oh, God. Hopefully it doesn't look like the Dwayne Wade one, bro.
Todd Archer is reporting that Micah Parsons was not a practice. I thought he's not even taking part in practice. I know he's at practice, but he has back tightness, so he's out of practice today. Interesting.
Oh, God. Look at this. Bleacher Report. Stop it. See, this is the kind of crap that the media spins to everybody, and they believe it. The offseason of Wemby continues to grow fire. Bro, he ain't done nothing. He's done nothing but travel. He's not even working out with Kevin Garnett. Like I said, he's wearing slides, bro. He's not even sweating. He's probably shooting a commercial. Look at the offseason moves by Wemby. Mira, the motherfucker ain't done shit, dude. I haven't even seen one video of him in the gym shooting a basketball with the basketball, trying to do something. Nothing. But hey, look at Wemby. He's a world traveler. Mira Wemby. Oh, mames, bro. Cut that out, man.
Joe, it's been a fun show. Let's go ahead and show my number. I got to get back to work. Going to be slinging those investments. I got a $40,000 investment that I'm working on today, and I got a $10,000 investment I'm working on today. and I've got a $60,000 investment that I'm working on today. So it's $110,000 that I'll be working on after the show. I do investments, retirement accounts, mutual funds, college savings accounts. I do life insurance, disability, long-term care. Give me a call if you need any help with that. 508-0369, 210-508-0369. This podcast has been really good to me. People have reached out to me from the podcast. They've become my clients, or they've had appointments with me. 210-508-0369. Again, don't forget to visit P.F. Cheng's La Cantera for all your Chinese food needs. They do a fantastic job. They're going to have happy hour today from 3 to 6. Go hit up Sean Quintero over there. I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to hook you up with an appetizer, but I'm saying this. I'm not saying that either. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Go find out. La Cantera over there off of 1604. Joe, the weekend is upon us. Tonight, I'm going to go country dancing with Chica. I got my boots and I got my shirt and my jeans. We're going to go to some bar or some dance hall over here called Whiskey River that's out in Katy. Going to spend the night in Katy because I don't want to drive back to Conroe, especially drinking. It's like 55 miles apart. I'll spend the night in Katy. Going to go from Katy to San Antonio tomorrow. We got a room in downtown San Antonio. We're going to go watch Lisa and the Cult Jam, Montel Jordan. We're going to go see Color Me Bad, Escape, and all them at the Frost Bank Center tomorrow. And it's going to be fun times, Joe. What do you got going on this weekend?
Oh, nothing, man. Just going to be hanging out with my nieces again because I know it's they're going to be going back to school on Monday. So I always probably spend the weekend trying to get them their last minute stuff, things that they might need, because it's going to be tax-free weekend. It already started today. So I'll probably be at the store shopping with my teen nieces because they're both going back to school on Monday. And I'm taking my niece, Malia, to her first day of school on Monday. So I'll be here and I'll be able to do the show, but I'm going to have to wake up super early because she's going to 9th grade, dude. So it's a big day for her. Yeah, big day.
Start of high school. Hey, we got a super chat to end the show. Very nice from Greg Castanuela saying, as the weekend comes upon us, a grito with the dog for when we're doing nothing this off season.
Don't let the media fool you. That brother ain't done nothing. I'll go ahead and play the dog.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Oh, I love it. That's a great way to end the week. Greg, thank you so much for the support and for all the super chats that we had over the week. Again, Monday, we're going to have a special guest, Darian Starling, going to be on. He's going to talk to us about UTSA football. He does an amazing job. He has a great YouTube channel. He's a good follow on YouTube, Darian Starling. On Tuesday, Michael Carlos of the San Antonio Current. He's gone toe-to-toe with us before. He is a follower of the show. He is okay. So we have to let people know this. We may not agree or disagree on Project Marvel, right? But is Michael Carlos a member of our show? You know how they have what would they call him in Mike Taylor's old show back in the day? Thunderdome, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they still call themselves that. We never gave ourselves a name. I think we're the Necios, right?
Yeah, the Necios.
Is Michael Carlos a Necio? Because he follows this show, Joe. He watches this show. He subscribes to this show. He comments on our stuff on social media. Is he one of us?
I think so. We have to ask him. You one of us?
Very nice. Well, I'm going to go get my Pam and Sissy on tonight. Everyone have a fantastic time. We'll be back on Monday.
And there we go. We'll see you boys on Monday. Have a great weekend. We're out. Peace.
Peace. Hey, Joe. Thanks, man.
Yep.